session of creative communities funding. Everyone's here. Just before we start, we'll start with the apology from Heather. The Bramwell. Move that, please. Yeah. You've moved that?
Yes.
Thank you. Seconded, Derek. All in favour?
Aye.
Carried. Well, we have some minutes to pass. You want to go through those, or has everyone seen the minutes? You want to move those, Katrina?
There's one
Okay.
correction I'd like to make.
Yeah.
The Kickstart project, I support it but on the basis that there needs to be more clarification around some of the costs. I think it's around administration.
Okay.
I was supporting the project, but just thought there needs to be more clarification.
Okay, so we'll just put a note in there on that. Have we done any background on that? You haven't heard anything? Sorry about that. I'll have to follow that up for you.
Can you split up?
Sorry, I'll have to follow that through for you because okay. All right, with that amendment, just a note in there about the Kickstart. We have a second. You second. Oh. Derek? You
The
moved that?
minutes were mailed out. Yeah.
Okay. And second that with your change. All in favour? All right. That's carried. We'll just go into, there's a couple of conflicts of interest to be declared, is that right? So,
yeah.
Katrina, yours, yeah.
For the first one.
Yep. And Derek, you have one with the Nihinui one, yeah.
I don't have a direct conflict of interest, but I do go to Taputi studio for classes.
Okay. All right, thank you. And like, I just having a second read of it this morning, or third read of it really, about the conflict of interest. And I think the key thing is that there is, whether you're involved or not involved, or whether you've got a relationship, whatever, it's just a matter of being fair and honest with yourself. That's always what conflict of interest is about. So that's one with me, Jeanette. Everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we'll get straight on with the.
Just need a mover and seconder for your conflicts.
Conflicts, right. Oh, well, I'll move those. And Jeanette, could you second those for us? It seems such a big group. All in favour? Carried. Okay. Right, we'll get into it. And our first one up that we're going to have a roundtable discussion with is the Nihinui. No?
Matariki.
Matariki. Why have I got that one on top?
Oh, my apologies.
No, no worries.
We can go in
Yeah.
any order.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it is. That's good, yeah. Yes.
Oh, it is, right. Righto. So we've all had a read of this.
We do have a speaker to this one, Mr. Chair.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so
So-
that's obviously me.
Oh, yeah,
That's
okay.
my conflict. I just wanted to make sure that you all read the amended thing, because it's quite a big drop from 15 down to 5. We've decided to do 1 day rather than go big and condense it so we can make it awesome. And just point out, you know, like we're only asking for petrol for a generator now because we've had that donated, and we've added telescopes. You can get kids telescopes from Kmart quite cheap, so we would just store them for next year. The posters or anything we get done would just be simple this year, just to teach people about the different stars. So there is a picture to the, so we just get that sort of thing made up for this year. We've had fairy lights donated so that we can have a fairy light path around the area at night. And just to explain the big lights, because that's our main cost, it should be 1 day higher on their toe, that says toe, is there, each letter is a metre high and probably 500 wide, so they're a really big statement. Really cool photo opportunity in day and night for our community. Yeah, so we could make that a social media thing, hashtag Ōtorohanga Menariki, yeah, and get it out there. So does anyone have any questions?
Just the only question I had on that, and I thought it was a good concept and all that. It's great, you know, I do. But like, and I knew there was a what, $3,000 for a telescope. So you've stepped away from that.
Yeah.
What sort of telescope was that? Was that?
It was coming down from Waikato University.
So it was quite.
Yeah,
big,
I
was
didn't have any involvement in organising that, so yeah. So when we put the application in, it was just getting born, this project,
Yeah.
so, yeah, so we've done a lot of fine tuning
Okay.
to make it, yeah, get it off the ground realistically.
Okay.
Because it's not about, yeah, spending lots of money, it's about bringing the community together to learn that, or even myself, learn about the importance of Matariki.
Yeah, no, great community. Jeanette, have you got?
I've got a question, and you talked about the two billboard, the two posters you do. Is there one also explaining a lot more about cultural context?
So we haven't, yeah, I mean, I'm sure the other girls know, because obviously I don't know the cultural context, but the rest of the group does. So yeah, at the moment, we've just done, obviously, the stars, the meaning of, you know, like the hour and stuff like that. So yeah, we're starting small, but yeah, we'll go on that. I think there is a storyteller that's going to be talking to
So
us,
there's a way of communicating. that
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah. but it's also being inclusive, yeah, of everyone, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important that it is. Yeah, it's a real community inclusive thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Derek, could you?
Yeah, I think it's a very important event. Excuse me. Obviously, the Crown has decided that we, as well, you know, it's now a national holiday. So I think it's something that, you know, should be an annual event, as you said. But however, I believe that there should be considerably more support for it. And when I talk about support, I talk about the Ōtorohanga District Council being involved, and that it be, you know, a really true sort of community event celebration. Can I ask, do you have Martin and Queer attending?
I hope so. Yeah, so we've got the tour room with free coffee and tea, but yeah, specifically.
Okay, so then you'll have experts there talking about the 7 stars and
I
the
hope so.
significance and all of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which though they would know anyway, that after much work.
They would know.
Yeah, they would know about it anyway, so yeah, I mean, some of our local ones might be the ones that are teaching our young ones.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
because it's just be a community space into our group. Yeah, which would be nice. But a really cool story, we're going to play over the speakers, I don't know if you've heard it, it's how, it actually made me cry when I heard it, how my Cory became a star. And it's about, this girl's Cory teaching her about cooking for the stars and calling, and so that, yeah, their pastimes could be released. And then Cory died just before my wiki, and she was still going around and got all the ingredients, and her parents didn't even know what she was doing. And in the evening, as family, they all went up the hill to do their little ceremony. It was, yeah, it was
Yeah, I've had a chance to really digest your resubmission, but is there an opportunity for you to actually give attendees a seedling of a native?
What a wonderful idea, Derek. Yeah. Well, yeah, this could probably do something like that.
You know, Kauai or,
Yeah.
well, Kahikatea even. But,
Yeah.
You know, or a fern.
Yeah.
Native fern,
That's really cool.
you know, which they can actually plant and.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I just want to say, and I say that to you councillors, that, you know, it's important that you start thinking now about future support and the importance of the event to the whole of the community and of course nationally.
So can I ask, with that suggestion, which I think is a really cool suggestion, could it could, like, our candy floss machine or popcorn machine, we might not be able to do that, but we'd be happy if we moved $200 from the candy floss machine to getting little seedlings. Is that something that everyone would agree to?
I mean,
Or not, because it's not in
as I
writing.
suggested it, and
Yeah.
I think it's important, you know, that people plant a hell of a lot more natives in their gardens and so on. You know, I'm personally quite happy to make a small donation to support,
Thank
you know, the
you.
purchase of
I certainly support moving away. In fact, I've raised with Nadia as to whether we can actually fund food. Because Heather, and I'll just make a point that Heather's and mine comments run together because of some personal circumstances Heather has at the moment. And she raised the point about whether we could actually fund food.
Okay.
But no, you couldn't find any reference to that in the
No, in the most recent guidelines, there's no commentary around whether food is excluded or included. So based on that, I would take the assumption that it's allowed.
But I certainly support moving away.
Yeah.
you know, I
It's
even,
it's a-
sustainable and little
Yeah.
green pots and stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
sounds
sure
very
people will tell you or will tell you if you get it wrong.
Yeah.
I would suggest, Mr. Chairman, that, you know, as there is going to be a credit balance, that you know, perhaps a little bit more be assigned to enable you to actually purchase some seedlings as well.
That'd be awesome.
Okay, any more? Happy with that? I think we're all very happy with it. Just on that top line there, you put me down for $2
Well,
grand
that
out
was
there.
just, no one else can see that,
Yeah.
Mr. Chair.
Oh.
That was just a demonstration.
But what I'm saying is, like, when the idea came up and you're asking for the first amount, I was thinking 10 grand because I want, you know, to get the community behind it and do it for the town and everything else. And that's just a figure that came in my head. So I'm quite happy. Does anyone want to move a slightly different figure? What do you think? You know, what are you thinking? 50 little plants or more?
I'm actually having difficulty hearing you, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Which is talking about, if we do add the plants on, are we talking another $500 or another $1,000? How many plants? What were you thinking, Derek?
I think plants generally around about $6 or $7.
Yeah, I
seedlings.
mean, depending on what
Oh,
size we
okay.
can get, because obviously I have contacts with trade accounts, we could just get little growing on lines and say they're only this big, or we could get bigger
I think
plants.
there should be bigger,
Bigger
more
plants.
likely to survive.
Okay, so I would say, I mean, depending, yeah. Smart plants usually do $6, $8 and $10 plants, so yeah, I think the prices have just gone up. But then the tree care place, so there's another one out, Naroma, another native nursery out there.
Well, there's,
So I mean, like, if we don't spend it,
Yeah.
it comes back, so like, you know, say that 500 and then we don't get popcorn machines and candy floss, that's also another 500, you know, so that's 1,000. Because there are going to be food stalls there, so should we be giving away free food too? Probably not.
I'd like to suggest 7,500.
I was just going to ask myself what I thought, and you know, 5,000 is a lot of money, 7,000 is more. I could go along with that. What are you thinking, Jeanette?
I wonder if we can actually make a decision when we've gone through everything and see what we've got. Because quite a few of them are actually cut down in terms of what they're asked for. And sometimes by not giving the full amount, it means that it can be going.
Yeah, and the important thing is that we get things to go ahead. You're right. Well, I'm happy to hold that one and we'll go back to that. Yep.
May I make a suggestion, Mr. Chair? If we just go along with each one and put in a ballpark figure, you might not want to put one in now, and I can mark that in a different colour. It will give you a rolling, like the collated average, so you can actually see as you go along, and then we can go back and change them. So your total average might exceed what is available, and that's when we can go back and readjust. So I would suggest if you
Okay,
want
if we go above, can I suggest that you might be able to do another storyboard?
Yeah.
You cut it down from 4 in the original to 2.
Yeah, we originally had 9, like for each of the stars, yeah.
And I was wondering if you're able with that bigger budget to put in more storyboards, because then those storyboards can be used next year and the year after. It's a really good investment, and obviously the same level of any food.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, that's really, yeah, thank you.
make a note of that. So yes, well, if we put 7,500 in there at the moment, and we'll come back to, we'll do it all at the end anyway. Okay, yeah. All right, thank you. Right, move on to the second one. And Derek's going to speak to this one.
Yeah, I just want to say that this will be the 5th year, I think, that the Young Animators workshop has been functioning for 2 days of the school holidays. And in the actual application, I did a pamphlet on the Young Animators group, and the children generally, no, not generally, positively, you know, enjoying themselves over the 2 days. And at our last workshop last year, I asked the questions, do you want it to happen next year? And they all screamed out, yes, they do. And, you know, it's an opportunity for kids to be working together on a common cause. And there are some children who've been there for the whole of the 4 years workshops. And what has happened in the past is that Nehene RMC, the Ōtorohanga District Development Board, and this scheme have actually contributed a third each to the actual running of the event. And the main cost, of course, is the skills and knowledge of the presenters and his team.
That's good. Janine?
I've certainly heard good feedback, and I know a couple of people, a couple of young ones have done it. My comment had been, and I strongly supported it, my comment had been that there needs to be more that comes out of the brochures, so the background work, into the actual application. You know, for a future one, for example, I think we need to see it more in terms of a little bit more about the who's in it. And it needs to be some more in the application.
Which are you talking about, the actual students or the
well, sometimes
tutors?
the background, I mean, that whether they've done it before, what it's building on, a little bit more about maybe the stories that come through it, but just, it's all in that supporting material. I'm just saying that some of it's not actually, it needs a bit more filling out in the application, but I support it strongly. If you're enough that you ask for.
Okay, thanks for that. Good. Katrina?
Oh, and Heather did too, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I totally support it. I've seen, yeah, kids just looking forward to it, and then, you know, waiting for their birthday so they're old enough to go. And yeah, so yeah, totally support it. It's amazing. My daughter's done it once, and yeah, if she can get in again, she will.
Okay, well, I totally support it as well, and you know, we leave that full amount in at the moment. I think everyone's happy with that.
I just want to say that if we don't get the support, that it won't happen.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's about things happening. Yeah.
Support,
We understand that.
It
Derek.
can't.
Is there any way that youngsters who have been through it can actually follow it up something at home?
Oh, yes.
The sort of thing?
That's what they do at home.
Right.
They do it. course, a lot of them have got their own equipment at
What
home.
about a club? What about, have any of them have got into a group?
I think they do it online together,
Oh,
to be fair, without any adult interaction, once they've learned some skills on their, you know, making, like, I can give my 11-year-old my iPad and my Procreate, which is meant to be for my work, and she's teaching me how to use it because she's learning this animation and stuff. Yeah, so I think, yeah, they do a lot online, talking to each other.
I mean, there would be opportunity to do that, but first of all, you have to find the resource, the people and the money to do it, and yeah. It would be great to do that, and the young animators group, you know, they're developing education programs all the time.
good initiative.
Okay, good. We're all good on that. So we'll move on to the Karakanui School Pottery one. Everyone's had a read of that. Initially, my thought to myself, it's a good rural community thing. It is a school thing, but a rural community thing that sometimes feel they do get left out a little bit. Okay, I know it's a little bit different, and this is just a comment. You know, we do carve and that sort of thing. But you know, Karakanui is in our area, and you know, I support it 100%. So, yeah, what's your view? What's your view?
Sorry,
What's your view on it?
totally support it.
Yeah, I do too, particularly great as I stand here, it'd be great. I mean, do we know that the clay is locally sourced?
Oh, sorry, you talked about the school one. now.
The Karakanui one,
I
yeah.
have got my hearing aids.
Oh.
turned on, but I
Sorry.
don't-
Sorry, we're talking about the school one, yes. Yeah.
I don't support the school one.
Okay.
Because I think it's part of the school curriculum. You know, it's happened on the school holidays, then activity. But it is part of the school curriculum. So, clay, etc. The difference is that they're bringing someone in from outside, but there is actually a school, a program called Arts in Schools, which Heather Bramwell has pointed out. Funding can be accessed from there if they need a specialist teacher for it. So I didn't support that one.
Derek.
Oh, I support it totally. I mean, you know, I never taught art when I was at school, but you know, I know that the resources are very, very limited. And you know, I think every opportunity that children get to actually explore and discover new things is most important. And particularly if the clay is coming from their own region, they know where it's coming from.
The reason why I'm against it is that it's outside the guidelines. And if we ever audited for Creative New Zealand, I mean, we've gone outside the guidelines. So it's not saying it's not a good activity, but it's not within the guidelines.
I'm hearing. Okay. Trina.
I would, yeah, I support it. I know how hard it is for schools to, get funding through normal channels. It takes time and resources, and I totally support it because I have a child at primary school and they don't get to play with clay.
If I can add a comment there, please, Mr. Chair.
Yep.
Thank you, Jeanette, for raising that because I didn't pick it up in the guidelines, which are quite extensive. So I did go to our Creative Community Scheme Relationship Advisor, and I do that quite regularly. She's very supportive. Her comment in reading the application, which might make you feel at ease around audit, we can include this in the minutes, is in this situation, we request the school principal submits a letter to confirm that the project sits outside the school curriculum. That makes it all very clear for the assessors. The grant can be granted in principle with a special condition being the letter from the principal.
Can I just add that Heather didn't support it either?
So
Yeah.
you can grant
Yeah,
based on a.
And I'm going to move in that direction. I think it's $647. Measure not bad. Anyway, yeah, so I support it. I think it's $647. I'm quite comfortable with the school having to do a principal's letter, as you've just noted, and so I'll move that one.
There's a question.
Yeah.
Who's likely to report a request from all schools? And I think that
Then
we will go around.
we will discuss that at the time.
And
For a
the
second,
guidelines have said that if the principal does a supporting letter, where the lady from Creative Communities has said that in writing.
That's the guidelines, don't say that.
Did you hear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that the relationship manager from the council?
No, from
Yeah.
Creative Communities
Okay.
Scheme, yeah.
okay,
They're incredibly supportive of all the questions that I ask.
so we happy to put the 647 through to the final column at the moment.
Yeah.
Katrina, yes. Derek, yes. Jeanette, not at this stage, but yeah. We're moving that 647 across to the final column to sit there at the moment.
Okay.
Thank you. Right, we'll move on to the next one. Right, if you want to start with this one, Katrina, what's your thoughts on this one?
Is this the handbook?
Singfest.
Singfest
sorry.
one, encore, encore, sorry,
Encore.
Singfest.
Yeah, I supported it just because it gives people an opportunity to see what's in our area and then, you know, singing group. Yeah.
I support it because it's it is local. I was quite happy with, or a bit pleased to see the locals that were involved in it and the credentials they've got.
Yeah.
So yes, I do support it. Derek?
Yeah, I support it, but I just sort of wonder whether the interest and appeal, you know, it was sort of limited. But however, you know, at, last year we had our meet, and you know, this particular group was there, and you know, a lot of people who were actually sitting there and listening, they were really quite surprised, you know, that the caliber of performers actually lived locally.
Yes.
You're good with that?
Yes.
Okay, right, we'll just move that $1,000 through with it. Yep. 1,000, yep. Okay, and this is the Carol Shepherd first one. This is the handbook. What do you think of that? Ginny, do you want to start with us on that one?
I think it's a really good resource to have. I mean, I've seen all the material because as part of the first COVID lockdown, Carol did all this work. She did all this work to actually put activities, and then we donated materials and put together materials and did kit sets for parents to come and get the activities to do with their children at home. So I think it's a shame for the material just to go nowhere. And when I know that I was sort of looking in terms of money and saying that here, we were not realising the size of the amount of money that was there. So we were thinking, well, in terms of the other requests, where did this actually sit? But it is a good resource. It could be picked up by parents. It's not a homeschooling, for example, at the moment. But it also would be there for people to have a whole collated.
Yeah, she does a lot of real good work.
Sorry?
Carol does a lot of really good work.
Yes, she
And
does.
the community.
It's all done in her own time.
Yeah.
I mean, all the ideas have come from her experience. I think her strength is she is an artist, but she's also a teacher, a lecturer, so she does know. She certainly knows the community really well.
Okay, thank you. Derek, your thoughts?
Yeah, I support it, and you know, it could possibly develop into a commercial proposition. You know, I know that initially, I think the first 50 copies are going to be
Given away.
distributed locally. Is that right? And, you know, with the skills, knowledge, experience that, you know, Carol has shown over many years, that, you know, I think it's important, you know, that the work and her advice and that is actually committed to paper and available to the aspiring artists.
Okay. Thank you. Katrina?
Yeah, pretty much what Derek said, yeah, I was just unsure if in the future it would be a commercial thing that could be sold and made money from. And once again, yeah, like Jeanette said, I wasn't sure about how much was available. I thought seriously was found out, but yeah. So I didn't actually put anything in there, but I do support it. So yeah, I follow your lead.
Okay. I support it. I know she does a lot of work, but you know, I was concerned when I put my amount in about how much we had in the fund. I wasn't absolutely sure as well. So
If I can, through you, the chair, I must apologise. My intention was that there
it was probably there and I didn't read it.
A report, okay, well, you possibly have all, yeah, I may have not added it in, so if I haven't, I do apologise.
No problem. No problem. Look, so are we looking at putting,
So this one along here.
yeah, 404,500?
So the requested amount was the 4594. And if you, I don't know if you want to go around the table and adjust what's in there and see where the average is at, or how you want to do.
Is that one also that we can look at the end in terms of the amount of money that we something at the moment?
Well,
to see what it looks like.
yeah, well, we've put that 4594 at the moment. Should we just sit on that and then discuss the last one, then we can go back to the final list, if that's okay for you?
I was giving a lot to Matariki, more than we had. So put the
Okay,
full amount in there
yeah,
for
put
now,
the full
so-
amount for
okay.
now. And we'll just see what our thoughts are on the last one, Carol's. Right, Katrina, what do you think of that one?
Just once again, you know, Carol does amazing stuff, so yeah, I support her.
The only one on this one that I did think, and you probably know better than me, Jeanette, would it be a limited audience in our whole community when we're looking at, I know it's probably.
I think the application is, but there will certainly be 6 printmakers that have
Yeah.
experienced in other sorts of printmaking. And I think there was room for 2 others involved. But that group has now formed a group, and they meet on the first session of every month in Hall. And they will take their skills, a lot of them will take their skills in that group, so it would go much wider. The age, I think, is really because of the space in the studio. It takes quite a lot of space to. It is a cutting edge. Jewish. There's been a water-based photography for years and years, but that's incredibly expensive, huge equipment. This is something that's able to be done in someone's home.
Okay, thanks for that. Have you got any, does that, so you're supporting it?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I know that Carol Shepherd has just done a course from overseas to make sure that she's got full expertise, etc. So I think I support.
Okay, thank you. Derek?
Was that the exhibition she had?
No,
I like
this
there
is
was another one.
I think that wasn't the one that was actually retrospective. Right across, plus the rework that you did. This is a newish process. And it's a huge retrospective aspects.
No, I thought very positively about this, and I thought, oh, I might enroll myself, but the numbers are limited.
Okay. I can't read that yellow figure. So anyway, so I think we're all in support of that. So we'll just carry that figure through. And so what does that leave us with, Arnie?
So what I'll do is I'll just hide these middle ones, and that way we can make it all a bit larger. See where we're at. Oops, sorry. Out of control.
I just make another comment about the orders photography one. If the equipment is now bought through the tips bought for this course, there's nothing to stop a second group of 8 doing it later in the year.
That yellow did make it hard to read. So what you can see there are the 6 applications, their requested amount, what you have suggested through deliberations on how much to fund, and along the bottom, the rolling total. So you have a total of 23,130 remaining for this financial year. We start a new financial year in July. And so far you are indicating an approval amount of 19,482.07.
Is there a late, did you say that there's a late application?
No, there was a,
Or is that the Matariki?
that was the Matariki one. Yeah, it was a late amended application, if you like.
Anyone's thoughts?
Is there a project there that we looked at, that could benefit from significantly?
Just to,
Not really, is there?
you'd like, Derek, you're happy that the young animators will go ahead with that support that we're giving there? You confirming that with us?
I know that there's a cost that I left off, but
What? You
yeah,
can
I
fit-
know
are you
myself
gonna-
got to pay for it.
Yeah, so no, what
It's
is
a
that?
pretty good picture.
What is that?
Yeah.
Because you don't need to keep picking up the bills.
But this time around, I did it through GST. Because I didn't do it last time, so certainly. Oh, yes, there's accommodation. For him to stay at the motel. It's a cost that I didn't actually put in.
Is it 1 night or 2 nights?
So it's one night, it's generally the Tuesday night.
Whereabouts?
I think just across the road.
Cool.
20 dollars, something. It's usually full.
Like,
Otherwise, they're RMC will have to pick it up.
Hey, and I think this, with sort of 2 hats here, Derek, yeah, Nahini Nui, and what we're doing, what the town thing for Matariki or the community thing for Matariki, your fellows will pick stuff up on that too. So, you know, are we going to my first thought of, you know, the top one, we put 10 grand in and leave the young animators where it is, so we're not playing around with that. If we go, you know, we've got the application for the young animators. If we leave that one and just increase the Matariki one into line with what their first options were, but without, you know, with a few adjustments.
Yeah.
Because you did have that one in.
But the question that would be raised for me is whether you've got the capability this year to actually do the bigger picture.
Well, we wouldn't do 2 days, so, and I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously, any money that's not spent comes back. So, do you get to carry that over, or do you have to give that back, or how does that work?
That
They'll have
comes
to give
down
it
to
back.
creative communities, yeah. They have been very generous of late to allow us to carry it on.
But I mean, like you say, it would be amazing to get way more storyboards, so,
Storyboards are a good investment.
yeah. Yeah, and like, I mean, 5 telescopes, what if we've got 100 kids, like, should we get 10, you know, like.
That's what I'm thinking, because this is an initial setup thing. It's for the community. If we put 10 grand up there, what do we come with at the bottom? Close to where we need to be, or where we want to be for the community.
What about,
And that would still allow, if we did that, if we've done 4 at 120.
$3,000 there.
It's just that we're budget, you know, there's a lot of in-kind
Yeah.
labour.
Well, I'm happy for just round it off to $3,000 for young animators. You know, you just, you get that stuff paid for with Derek that you need doing. That looks all right, doesn't it? Yeah, you happy with that?
Yes.
Yeah, I am too.
Yes.
Katrina,
wasn't it? Going on some storyboards and
get the girls sorted, yeah.
Just
Right.
in case you need
Okay,
communications, because there's some before that as well. And then
Right.
the following. These were the ones that ended on.
Oh, no.
Right, well, the official part of it, the Creative Community Schemes Committee, that's us. I move that we approve the extension of the project delivery for Kawhia Maori Women's Welfare League for the for the kickback Kawhia event until the end of 2022. It's just a housekeeping thing, so I'll move that. Seconded with Jeanette. All in favour? All right. And then we approve the extensions of the project delivery for the Kawhia Clay Group of the Clay for Beginners Workshop until the end of 2022. So I'll move that. Second, Jeanette, all in favour? All right. And all this as well.
Well, that's this.
And that we approve the applications listed on the board at the moment. That is sorted for us on behalf of the Creative Community Scheme, funded by Creative New Zealand, and to disperse the funds as listed to successful applicants as per the list. So I'll move that. I'll a seconder for that. Karina, everyone happy? All in favour? All right. Thank you very much. Yes. Yeah.
One of the things that highlights is about us making sure that this information about the communities gets out and address applications.
Yep.
And in the past, the biggest and bold cases that well, I don't know what's happened to that. The second thing is so huge thank you to what's getting sent back.
Yeah, we're all for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Jeanette, very much. Okay, anything else? Right, I'll close the meeting. Thank you.